Revival of Origin is my favorite stage in the Battle Cats by a landslide. It's the first Legend Unit stage in the saga that goes absolutely crazy with the difficulty. The hardest boss in SOL was only Mina, and the hardest boss in UL before this was Dogu. This stage absolutely cranks the difficulty to 11, and it manages to make some of the most hated units in the game extremely fun and threatening. It's a simple cycle. Use Doran for the Sorrels, Can for the Wild Doge, Nala for the Poor Junior, and Dogu for Lose himself. The only real flaw with the stage is that it necessitates a rich cat, which I'm not a fan of. But other than that, this is the perfect stage in the Battle Cats. Challenging, fun, and memorable. So with how good the first extremely difficult Legend Unit stage is, the second one should be... Oh! It's not very good, is it? Adherence to Virtue fucking blows. It's one of the only stages where I feel like I'm doing everything right, but still lose anyways. Now why is that? Well, the strategy for the stage is simple. Use Octopus, Cyberpunk, and Sniper the Deadeye. That's it. Keep the boss in place while you chip him down. Slowly. Painfully. Excruciatingly. Now let's talk about the boss himself, and why this strategy is the only one that works. Socrates is a very lame boss design and isn't fun at all. I think Kanju said it best in his short review of this stage. He feels like a 9-year-old's boss design. There's zero weaknesses I can point out on the top of my head, unlike every other Legend boss. Ururan highly struggles to deal with backliners due to having no downtime. Lilin Yandam has very low health and can be rushed or tanked easily. Mina has an incredibly long downtime and can be stalled at her base or rushed to high hell. Musashi is extremely squishy and will almost never destroy the base on his own. Mechabun is Necrodancer. Dogu has low DPS and can be tanked or rushed. Urz is Golfer. Doran is inherently a support unit and dies upon attack. Nala has low uptime on her freeze and is weak to rushers bypassing her multi-hit, and Luza has incredibly low pushing power. Socrates suffers from none of these. He has high pierce, stupid pushing power, insane attack rate, high DPS, high health, and is a sage enemy, meaning he resists crowd control. But you need crowd control, so why does he resist it? If it's meant to teach you that units are meant to resist crowd control, why is it required to beat the boss? This could have been a good way to show that although sages resist crowd control, they're not immune to it and it can still be effective, but this is the first sage enemy in ZL. If Dogenstein was introduced a few stages prior, it would have made more sense, but no. It just shoves this unit onto your plate and forces you to spend 15 years chewing it because he won't fucking die. I think the concept of a boss that has no additional threats or peons is a good idea, but Socrates does have peons, Doge Darks, and you're not gonna fucking kill them. Cyberpunk and Sniper are your main damagers for the stage, might I remind you, and they have incredibly low DPS. Either nerf Socrates to the point where the Doge Darks are necessary, or remove the Doge Darks and have it be a solo battle against Socrates himself. Now, the reason why they're Doge Darks in particular is to compensate for Nurse Cass Ultra Talents that got released in the same update, as she's meant to be the counter for the stage. First of all, having a counter to an extremely hard stage to be an Uber, which is inherently limited, is really stupid. Second of all, we can't get Nurse's Ultra Talents because we can't get some fucking Dark Eyes! I don't really know how to close this video, so here's how I would rework the stage while still keeping its gimmick. I already mentioned removing the Doge Darks and having Socrates be the only unit in the stage. Another way I'd nerf it is cutting Socrates' attack rate in half. Maybe increase the damage by about 1.5 times if the nerf is too much. You could also remove his Omni to also gut his pushing power, give him a lot more knockbacks much like Musashi. Around 25 should be good. Or better yet, make Socrates spawn on base hit. Ururan is the only Legend unit that actually spawns on base hit. I don't know why they all need to be timer based. Not to say that timer based is a bad thing. I already mentioned how Revival of Origin is my favorite stage in the game,
but being timer-based heavily suggests using Rich Cat, if not outright requiring it. Being a base hit boss would make his reveal more dramatic, along with the music, and it would allow you to build up a cyber stack before the boss. I get cyber stack as a really boring strategy, but losing is straight up just not fun. I'd accept any of these changes and might even try them out in BCU, but until I do, later nerds.